Hej och välkommen! Welcome to this basic Swedish language course for beginners. My name is Helena, but you can just call me the Swede. I was born and raised in Sweden, so naturally Swedish is my native language. Whether you are learning for travel, work, or just for fun, this beginner-friendly course will help you build a solid foundation. Together, we'll explore vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and everyday phrases that will have you speak Swedish in no time. This is your first step into a whole new world of language and culture, a perfect beginning to your Swedish adventure. Are you ready? Nu kör vi!
What makes Swedish special?
Swedish has a musical rhythm with pitch accent, word stress, and long and short vowels, all of which can change the meaning of words. You'll also meet a few unique letters. O, Ä, and Ö, and sounds like the rolled R, 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 which gives Swedish its own personality. Why learn Swedish?
There are many reasons people decide to learn Swedish. Here are some of the most common ones. To impress people with your ability to say sjuksköterska. So you can navigate IKEA furniture instructions with confidence. Because ABBA lyrics hit different when you know what they're singing about. Because smörgåsbord is a real word and not just your brunch personality. Or because you fell in love with a man named Björn.
So take a chance on Swedish. You might just fall in love with the way it sounds. And hey, it might not just be another language. Because when it comes to Swedish, it must have been love from the very first word.
How we learn.
In this course, we'll begin with pronunciation and sounds, and then build step by step into grammar and sentence structure. Go at your own pace. Don't worry about getting everything right. And most of all, have fun learning Swedish with me.
About Swedish. Swedish is a melodic North Germanic language spoken by about 10 million people, mainly in Sweden and parts of Finland. It grew out of Old Norse, the language of the Vikings, giving Swedish both a rich history and a modern, clean sound. The Swedish alphabet is based on the Latin alphabet, the same foundation used in English. It includes the standard 26 letters you already know, plus 3 additional letters at the end. O, Ä, and Ö. That brings the total to 29 letters. And these aren't accents. They're separate letters, each with its own distinct sound. Swedish vowel sounds, the big 9.
Swedish has 9 vowels. A, E, I, O, U, Y, Å, Ä, Ö. Each vowel can be short or long, and the difference can change a word's meaning completely.
Quick rule. Long vowel, longer sound. Usually before a single consonant. Mat, bil, blå. Short vowel, shorter sound. Usually before 2 consonants. Katt, glass.
Tack.
Examples. A. Tak, tack. Glas, glass. U. Ful, full. Ä. Lät, lätt. Word stress and melody. Swedish words have a musical flow, and words have melody. This comes from word stress, which syllable is emphasized, and pitch accent, the rise and fall of your voice. Getting the stress and melody right helps words sound natural and can even change the meaning. Don't worry if it feels tricky at first. Just listen, repeat, and let your ear get used to it. There are 2 pitch accents. Accent 1, acute, a quick rise in tone, and accent 2, grave, a double pulse or fall rise tone. Examples you can hear and feel. Anden, anden. Tomten, tomten. Banan, banan. But please don't stress too much about this, because Swedes will still understand you if you mix them up. Tricky Swedish sounds. The S sound. Hard S. Snäll. Snö. Snäll. Snö. Soft S. Sjö. Stjärna. Sjö. Stjärna. Both sound the same, even though they're spelled differently. Fun word combo. When we put these 2 words together, they form a completely new word. Sjö plus stjärna. Sjöstjärna. That means starfish. Tip. Imagine saying from deeper in your throat, like a soft, windy whoosh. Sjö. Stjärna. Sjö. Stjärna. Sjöstjärna. The K sounds. Hard K. Katt. Ko. Katt. Ko. Soft K. Kök. Kärlek. Kök. Kärlek. The H sounds. Hatt. Hjärta. Hatt. Hjärta. The L sounds. Lampa. Ljus. Lampa. Ljus. The T sounds. Tak. Tjej. Tak. Tjej.
The E sound. English speakers often pronounce it like the Y in shy, but the Swedish E is a rounded front vowel. E. E. So say E as in C, but round your lips like you're saying ooh. Your tongue stays high and forward. E. E. Here are some practice words. Yxa. Yxa. Ni. Ni. Syster. Syster.
The R sounds. Rolling versus soft R. Röd. Fara. Röd. Fara. You'll start hearing these patterns everywhere once you know what to listen for. And just so you know, these are just a few fun examples to get your ear warmed up. We'll go much deeper into pronunciation, sound patterns, and natural flow in the intermediate course. Common Swedish consonants. Some Swedish consonants look familiar, but they don't always sound the way English speakers expect. Here are a few to watch out for. C changes sound depending on the vowel that follows. Your eyes help your ears here. Examples: cykel, Karina, charmig. J sounds like the English Y. The sound stays the same wherever it appears in a word. Examples: jul, tröja, följ. One fun exception: when J follows A, it sounds more like a long English I. Examples: haj, kavaj. Q is rare in modern Swedish. It mostly appears in surnames or borrowed words, and usually sounds like a hard K, often written as KV or QV. Examples: Blomqvist, Palmqvist. The letter R is rolled in Swedish, which takes some practice. Examples: röd, ratt, råtta. Röd, ratt, råtta. When R appears in the middle of a word, it often softens and blends into the surrounding sounds rather than being fully rolled. So it's more flow and less r. Examples: kärlek, förlora. Kärlek, förlora. V and W sound the same in Swedish. Both are pronounced like the English V. The letter W is still uncommon and mainly shows up in international words and names. Examples: website, Vilma, Victor.
Homophones are words that sound the same but have different meanings. Some are spelled slightly differently, which makes it easier to figure out the meaning, while others are spelled exactly the same. Here are some examples. Jord, jord. Jul, jul. Plan, plan. Repeat these words out loud with me. Pay attention to the vowel sound especially. Blå, blå. Äpple, äpple. Öl, öl. Katt, katt. Kärlek, kärlek. Glad, glad. Gillar, gillar. Lampa, lampa. Ljus, ljus. Hus, hus. Hjärta, hjärta. Great job! Grammar might sound tricky, but it's just the rules that help words work together in Swedish. In this section, we'll break down nouns, articles, pronouns, and sentence patterns, so you can form simple Swedish sentences with ease. Step by step, you'll see how words fit together naturally, and you'll be surprised at how simple it can be. A noun is a word that names a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. Person. En lärare. En vän. Place. Ett hus. En stad. Thing. En bil. Ett bord. Idea. En tanke. Ett problem.
Swedish nouns have articles for both indefinite and definite forms. En or et is used for the indefinite, and the definite form is added as a suffix to the noun. Let's break it down with simple examples.
In English, we say a dog or an apple. In Swedish, we use en or et instead. But which one? En and et are called articles, and every noun in Swedish has one. But unlike English, there's no magic rule to know if a noun is en or et. This is something you learn over time.
En for common gender nouns. Use en with nouns that are common gender. These are typically people, animals, or things that are more commonly seen in the masculine or feminine category, though gender in Swedish is a bit different from English. Examples: en bok, en hund, en stol. Et for neuter gender nouns. Use et with nouns that are neuter gender. These are typically things or objects. Examples: ett äpple, ett hus, ett bord.
Quick tip. En is used more often than et in everyday speech, and most people, animals, and things are en words.
In English, we use the for definite nouns. The dog, the apple. In Swedish, there's no separate word for the. Instead, the definite article is added to the end of the noun as a suffix. Examples: en katt, katten. En bok, boken. Ett hus, huset. Ett bord, bordet.
Here's a hack you can use. If you're not sure if it's en or et, check its definite form. The version. The last letters usually give it away. En would be en, and et would be et.
Example: hund, hunden. The definite form ends with en, hunden. So in this case, the indefinite form would be en hund. Bord, bordet. The definite form ends with et, bordet. So in this case, the indefinite form would be ett bord. It's not perfect, but it works most of the time. In fact, 60% of the time it works, every time.
When learning new vocabulary, always learn the word with its article. Swedish sentences usually follow a pattern that's similar to English. Subject, verb, and object. Just like in English, you start with who, then what they do, and then what it's about.
Examples: jag studerar svenska. Subject, jag. Verb, studerar. Object, svenska. Hon dricker vatten. Subject, hon. Verb, dricker. Object, vatten. If you stick to subject, verb, object, you're off to a great start.
Word ordering questions. To turn a statement into a question, we swap the verb and subject. Example. Jag är trött. Är jag trött? Pronouns. What's a pronoun? Pronouns are words we use instead of names, like I, you, he, she, they, them, and so on.
Here are the Swedish subject pronouns. Jag, du, han, hon, den, det, vi, ni, det. Note that det is written as det, but often pronounced like dom in spoken Swedish. Example sentence. Han är min vän. Han, he, är, is, min vän, my friend. Notice how Swedish pronouns are straightforward. Just make sure you're using the right one for the subject. Verb agreement. In Swedish, verbs don't change much depending on who's doing the action. Unlike in English, Swedish keeps the same verb form for all pronouns. Example with the verb dansar. Jag dansar, du dansar, han, hon dansar, vi dansar, ni dansar, de dansar. Same goes for other common verbs. Jag pratar svenska. Hon pratar svenska. Pratar stays the same for all pronouns. Singular and plural in Swedish. In Swedish, nouns can be singular or plural. Singular means one. Plural means two or more. Examples. En katt, katter. En hund, hundar. En bok, böcker. Ett äpple, äpplen. As you can see, Swedish often adds an ending like AR, ER, OR, or just N. But don't worry about memorizing all these rules yet. The most important thing right now is simply recognizing when a word is one thing or many things. Examples in sentences. Jag har en katt. Jag har en katt. Jag har två katter. Jag har två katter. Jag köper en bok. Jag köper 3 böcker. With practice, plural forms will start to feel natural. Counting to 20 in Swedish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Woohoo! Yay! Let's practice saying one thing and then more than one thing. Say the sentences out loud. Repeat after me. En katt. 2 katter. En hund. 2 hundar. En bok. 3 böcker. Now try a full sentence. Jag har en katt. Jag har en katt. Jag har 2 katter. Jag har 2 katter. Notice how the word changes when we talk about more than one. Keep practicing by replacing the number with 3, 4, or 5. Using adjectives, describing people and things. Adjectives are words that describe someone or something. In Swedish, you often use the verb är with an adjective. The basic sentence structure is subject plus är
plus adjective. Examples. Du är vacker. Han är smart. Hon är snäll. Jag är trött. Katten är liten. You can add words like väldigt to give more detail. Examples. Hon är vacker. Hon är väldigt vacker. Han är snäll. Han är jättesnäll. So with just a few words, you can already create many Swedish sentences. Mix the words from each column to create your own sentences. Try creating 5 new sentences out loud. For example, jag gillar musik. Du äter ett äpple. Han ser en katt. Vi har kaffe. De köper en bok. Great job! You're already speaking Swedish. So now that you cracked the code on Swedish sounds, it's time to say your first real sentences in Swedish. These greetings and phrases will help you feel like a local from day one. Even if you're just saying hi to yourself in the mirror. No judgment, I do it. Snälla. Snälla. Tack så mycket. Tack så mycket. Ursäkta. Ursäkta. Förlåt. Förlåt. Det är okej. Det är okej. Det går bra. Det går bra. Varsågod. Varsågod. Trevligt att träffas. Trevligt att träffas. Detsamma. Detsamma. Ha en bra dag. Jag heter Helena. Vad heter du? Var heter du? Var kommer du ifrån? Var kommer du ifrån? Jag kommer ifrån Umeå. Trevligt att träffas. Trevligt att träffas. Hur mår du? Hur mår du? Jag mår bra. Jag mår bra. Thank you so much for choosing this course. I hope you had fun and feel more confident in your Swedish already. If you want extra practice, check out my YouTube channel, To Swede, where I upload Swedish language videos on a regular basis.